Welcome back, guys, to step 3 and 4 from healing from a relationship. Yes, because it takes time, self-reflection, and intentional effort. So here's a step-by-step guide to help you move forward in a healthy way. 3 and 4. As you guys know, I posted 1 and 2, so let's get right down to 3 and 4. 3 is reflect on the relationship. Ask yourself, what did I learn from this? What will I do differently next time? I would say I learned a lot from my first marriage and why it failed. So I knew what to do differently if I was to ever get remarried again, which I did. So I allowed my husband now to be the man. He's the head, I'm the tail, okay? So he wears the pants, I wear the skirt. Sometimes I wear a dress or I wear shorts. When I wear shorts is when me and him is at the table debating on what we're going to do and how we're going to do things. So that's where my shorts come in. But other than that, I'm sitting in my dress and my skirt like now. Thank you, husband. So learning how to do things differently in your relationship, that is very important, because you don't want to take previous hurt into the next relationship. I'm sorry, y'all, I can't keep still. So then it says, the next bulletin says, identify any patterns that you need healing, such as an unhealthy attachment style or lack of boundaries. I'm not going to say I had that previously in my first marriage, but I do know that I want to be in my husband's skin now. Like, I never felt that way before with anybody. I always got annoyed if I was around somebody for so long. Even though I was married for so many years, I just felt the need, like I needed my space. But now it's like this husband, like I want to just crawl inside his little bony tail and just live in there. So I'm not going to say I had any unhealthy attachments. Or we didn't have any lack of boundaries. So I'm not sure. That don't pertain to me. Maybe it does for you guys. So what are some of the unhealthy attachments you guys may have had? You gotta identify it and be able to heal from that. So the next bulletin says, take accountability for your part and don't blame yourself entirely, which I have done. I had to be real with myself. Like, my relationship, my first marriage could have worked. We could have been still together. But I was unhappy about a lot of things. So I do blame myself entirely because, like I said, I had this thing where as though I wanted to control the whole relationship. Like, he didn't have a say about anything, even when it came down to what was on TV. Like, he had to leave on Sundays to go watch football because I didn't want to hear football in the house, which was sick and sad. Because, like, my husband now, I sit with him, watch basketball and football. I sit there with him. So I can say, like, I was a B.I., you know the rest, back in my first marriage. So I do take accountability for that. And I can say, like, I was the problem. And many women don't say they're the problem, but I can honestly say that your girl was the problem back then. Like, I was so self-absorbed. Like, I knew, like, if I did anything, like, this man wasn't going nowhere. And he didn't. So I do blame myself for that ending, even though I made a good decision or whatever. But I'm just saying, taking accountability, I do got to do that and say that it wasn't entirely his fault. I never said it was his fault. I always said I was the problem. So I will take my blame in that. Number 4 says, focus on self-care and self-love. prioritize activities that makes you feel good. That could be exercise, hobbies, self-care routines. Now me, I started I always been a shopper, so I'm not gonna say shopping because shopping is women's favorite activity of all. I'm stating like I started making T-shirts or whatever you want to call it. I make T-shirts. As you can see, I bought all the stuff for nails. I just do everything. Like I have so many activities. Like that's when I tell you like my ADHD kicks in because I want to do so much, and then basically like I have all this equipment, and I ain't make a T-shirt. I ain't sell a T-shirt. I make earrings. I make custom earrings and sunglasses. I haven't sold a thing. I just do stuff, do stuff, do stuff, do stuff, do stuff. So that's my activity. It's just buying stuff to make stuff and don't sell nothing, okay? So I'm sitting on money and it's just going to waste. And then it says, reconnect with yourself. What did you love doing that you may have neglected? Me, I never had the pleasure of being home just relaxing. I was always on the go. I had my kids. I was always on the go. They want to go here. They want to go there. I had 3 at home. So it was like, one want to go here. One want to go there. One want to go there. I'm at work. And then it's like, I got to spend time with my husband. So it was like, I was doing so much. So now it's like, I have this one husband now. My kids grown. My husband got his thing. My thing is I like being home. My husband at one point used to like being outside. Now he changing his life around. Now my husband like being inside. So now it's like, this going to be interesting because I watch cartoons and he watch other stuff. So he got to have his man cave and I can have my activity room. That's the way I see this marriage working. And then when we get ready to go to bed at night, it's going to be issues because I got to have the TV on at night. I don't know about you, but I need the TV at night. So then it says, speak kindly to yourself and avoid negative talk, which I have an issue with now. I always complain to my husband about the weight I gained since we've been together. I look at our pictures when we first started dating. Like, your girl was so small. Not gonna say small. I wasn't small. But I didn't have these big old arms I have now. I didn't have all this extra belly. Like, I gained weight. And my mother says it's happy weight. So she said, if you gaining weight, you happy. If you losing weight, that means stressing you out. Now, me and my husband had some stressful times, which I never lost weight, but, you know, I still packed on the pounds or whatever. So that's one thing I got to work on is talking kindly to myself. And I don't want to accept the fact that I'm a big girl. So me and my husband decided to go and work out or whatever. So I guess we start working out soon. But I still want to get my tummy tucked. I still want to get my butt done. He said I don't need it, but I want to get my titties lift. I want to still do all them things I want to do. But he was like, try to work out first and try to lose it. I want the easy way out. You know what I'm saying? But I will go with my husband to try out this workout thing. And I will learn how to talk kindly to myself and not always negative. I look in the mirror like I always hated that I had a big nose even as a kid. Like I always hated my nose. Like my mother had these perfect lips. I always wanted her perfect lips. So what I would do is I would draw my eyeliner up, my lip liner up a little bit to get me that full lip. I don't want injections, stuff like that because that looks silly. But I do like fuller lips, and I still low-key want a nose job. But I'm looking like, if I get a nose job, that's going to change my whole face. So my husband said, there's nothing wrong with my face, so leave it alone. But I want a tummy tuck. He was like, I help you with that. But everything else, your butt perfect, you perfect. And I want to thank my husband for loving me the way I am and says that I don't need nothing done. But if I'm not happy with myself, I want to do that. He said he'll be supportive and he'll help me as long as it makes me happy. With that being said, I'm going to end this with thank you guys for listening to me rant. I know your girl talk fast, but I do have closed caption. Love you, husband.